Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and in today's video we are taking a look at Doom Eternal. Wow dude, what a fantastic game. Okay, so first off, I wasn't big on buying this. I didn't buy this when it came out. I remember seeing the 2016 Doom and I was like, another zombie game. There's just so many zombie games. I just wasn't really into it. I mean, it looked kind of cool, but I was just kind of done with zombie stuff. And then one day I saw Doom Eternal, and it was like on sale for like $20, which is crazy because now you go to the store and it's still $60. So I don't know what it was. Maybe it's a Black Friday, leftover from Black Friday or what. I don't know, but. Wow, I was not expecting to enjoy this game as much as I did. So just like with all my other game reviews, we're going to kind of go over some of the things that I really liked about this game and then some of the things that I didn't quite like about this game. And I'm already going to let you guys know there's not very many things that I didn't like. So, first off, the thing that really stuck out to me is that there's so much enemy variety that like every time you go to a new level, every time you turn around the corner, there's a new enemy. Like there's this one enemy called the Pain Elementals, and they are a freaking pain in the butt. I hated fighting those, but they were cool. Lots of enemy varieties, and there's even like bigger versions of some of the enemies that we already saw. I don't know all the names to all of them, but yeah, the enemy variety was fantastic, and they all have like certain like weak points. Like fighting one enemy one way is not necessarily going to work with fighting another enemy another way. Like, for instance, there's these guys that have the big old cannons on their arms, and you got to shoot their cannons off to really start do some damage. And then later you encounter the same type of enemy, but he's armored, and then you got to kind of punch off his armor kind of thing. So it was really cool. They all have like weak points. I really did enjoy that a ton. And just right off the bat, actually kind of backtracking, like the first thing that you notice about this game is that it is freaking beautiful. Graphics are great, gameplay is super fast and exciting, and freaking keeps you on your toes. Like, holy cow, I can't explain how fast paced this game is. It's freaking nuts. And along with, all these enemies, there's tons of different locations. It's not like you're fighting in the same place over and over again, which I did hear was kind of an issue with like the first Doom game. I never played it. It's definitely on the list to play. Like I said earlier, I saw this game super cheap, so I couldn't pass up the opportunity to get it and play it. And from what I've been told by a lot of people, that this one is much better than the first one, and so me going back and playing the first one will feel like a bit of a downgrade. But that's one of the things that I did hear from a couple of my buddies, is that in the first game you're kind of in the same locations or same style spots, so the level designs wasn't too good. But in this game, dude, freaking the level design is fantastic. There's tons of different areas to go to, tons of different places. Like shoot, you go through Earth, you go to freaking Mars, you go to different like celestial type places. Like I forget what they're called. They're basically angels. And then you go to hell for a little bit. Like there's just tons of different locations in this game that you go through, and each have their own variety of enemies. Lots of the same enemies, but definitely lots of new enemies. Like when you get further in the game, you go to like these heaven type place. I mean it's not heaven, but they're supposed to be like these celestial being type things, and they're like weird robot things that shoot lasers through their head. Anyways, all super fun, super great. The gameplay is super crisp and smooth. Switching between enemies, and it's just so fast paced that like after fighting like tons of hordes of freaking zombies and enemies, are they zombies? They're like zombies, demons, something like that. They're a mixture of the two. My hands would just get so tired, and I had to like physically set the controller down, wait like 5-10 minutes, because like just like moving so fast, pushing all the buttons, like it really was like feeling like giving me carpal tunnel, dude. It was nuts. And one of my favorite things to do is like when they start blinking, or you can get like what's like a finisher move, a death blow type thing, and you like instantly like saw them up or cut them up or rip them apart. Like, it's just super brutal and super satisfying gameplay, and I very much enjoyed it. I played basically non-stop when I got this. And to add to all that, like, the weapon variety is so good. You have like tons, 6 or 7 different weapons, and each of those weapons have a different mod that allow you to totally change the function of the game. For instance, I used the tactical shotgun, which you can shoot freaking grenades out of, and then you could switch it up to make it like a chain gun and just shoot rapid fire. And it's just awesome. And along with the gameplay, you get a ton of different mods, 9 different mods that you can change up and equip that change the style of the game, change the way that you're playing. And then with this, you can upgrade your suit, the different grenades and freeze grenades. And as you go through the game, you get tons of different customization options. And I really enjoyed that. And you get those through milestones, checkpoints, and it was really cool to go back and just change how the Slayer looks. I think his Doom guy, the Slayer, it was all of that put together was just super fun, and I enjoyed it. There's tons of different collectibles as you go throughout the world, different mysteries to find, different clues, type things like that. Another thing that I really enjoyed was just like, I kind of mentioned this earlier, was just like the world. Like, yeah, the level design was great, but you could just like walk throughout the world and just like look in the background, and there'd be like a giant freaking demon, or there'd be over here there'd be a giant like dead robot from the past. Like, all those things put together was just super fantastic. Moving on to the next kind of thing that I liked, dude, all the boss fights in this game were fantastic. All of them. Here we're fighting the what's it called? The final boss, what's it called? The Icon of Sin. There we go. Super fun, dude. All these bosses were fun. You get to fight the Con Maker, and of course, you're not just fighting the boss. You're fighting the boss plus, hordes of freaking demons and zombies and their whole entourage. So it's never just the boss. Especially with a lot of these boss fights, like, you couldn't just shoot them, you had to beat them in a certain way. Like the Icon of Sin here, you had to shoot off all his armor before you can do any damage to him, because he's just totally armored up. And then same with the Con Maker that you fight a little bit before the Icon of Sin. The only way to do that is to fight all these enemies until you can get like your Mega Fist, what's it called, like where you can like charge up like your fist move, where when you punch things it immediately like blows up all their armor. And you had to do that to the Con Maker several times to weaken her so that you can actually do damage. So all the boss fights, in my opinion, were super fun, super fantastic. And I died a frick ton, dude, so many times. Even on the lower difficulties, because this is my first Doom game, so I just played on normal. And even then, like, some of the enemies just beat the crap out of me, dude. Like, I don't understand how people are playing this on max difficulty, dude. It was freaking insane. Moving on to the next point that is another plus for the game, is that the DLCs are fantastic. I haven't actually finished the new one yet, but thus far it has been so fun. There's 2 DLCs. It's the Ancient Gods Part 1 and Part 2, and both of them are super fun with new enemies, new weapons, and new worlds to discover. Like, both the DLCs are fantastic, and that doesn't always happen with games like this. You get a DLC and you're kind of like, oh, why wasn't this part of the game? But this one is totally fresh and awesome, and it's worth the purchase, in my opinion. Another part for Doom Eternal that makes this game so good is the soundtrack is just phenomenal. I can't play too much of this in the video for copyright reasons, but yes, dude, the game, sorry, not the, I was about to say gameplay. The soundtrack for this game is fantastic. I mean, it's got the heavy metal. It's just get your heart pumping to just freaking slay demons, man. It is so good. I just can't express how much the soundtrack just adds to the experience of this game. It's just so good. It's phenomenal. And I honestly wish that I could play some of this in here without this video getting a friggin' copyright strike. So anyways, guys, you want to hear some of that music, dude, just YouTube it. It is fantastic. You won't be disappointed, I promise. So, like I said, pretty much everything that I did about this game, or not did, everything about this game I freaking love. Almost everything. The only thing that I didn't quite like, this is more of like a nitpicky thing, was like the gymnastics stuff. Like going going off the poles and platforming. It's just, I just wasn't very good at it, and I hated it. There were so many times where I was doing a certain level over and over and over again because I keep missing either the ledge to grab onto or the pole that I'm supposed to jump up, but I hit double jump instead of, you know, dash forward, and all those things together, it just, there's a few times, there's a few levels, and I'm sure some of you guys know which levels I'm talking about, that are just super tedious, and I'm just like, kind of pulled me out of the experience a little bit because I just kept dying over and over again. There was a time where I had friggin' 8 lives, and I wasted like 3 of them trying to get to this other side of this stupid platform, and I just couldn't do it. And after a while, I mean, obviously I finally got it, but that was like the only thing that really just didn't make me like this game, or not like this game. The only thing that I would say was a con, in my personal opinion. Everything else, dude, that was fantastic. Like I said, the gameplay was phenomenal. The enemies were awesome. The soundtrack, freaking awesome. DLCs were fantastic. Like, almost everything about this game has been freaking, 5 stars, freaking fantastic. Except for, like I said, the platforming, jumping on the poles and stuff. Now, for what I would, I kind of went back and forth on this, what I would give this out of 10 for like my personal review. And dude, it was a tough one. Like, I keep juggling between, honestly, an 8, or not an 8, sorry, keep juggling between a 9 and a 10. Because it was just so good. And the story was much better than the first game from what I've been told. I just kind of YouTube stuff on the first game, but this one has a lot more depth to it. Even if it is just a first-person, shooter, blood, gore, and guts story. But after thinking about it, excuse me, and sitting on it for quite a while, I'm going to give this game a solid 9 out of 10. And the only reason is just that platforming thing. There's a few times that it really just kind of drew me out of the game, and it made me like just not want to play it. And that's just my opinion. So before anybody just kind of goes off and rips me to shreds in the comments, this is all just my opinion. Some of you guys might think it's a 10. Some of you might think that it's even less than a 9. So, but like I said, overall 9 out of 10 for me. I freaking love this game. If you guys have not played this game yet, go out, buy it, play the DLCs. I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite games that I've played thus far this year. And I know it came out last year, and I'm just kind of kicking myself because I really wish that I would have played this when it came out. And I can't wait to play the first one. I haven't gotten it yet. I haven't gotten around to getting it. I got actually a big old list of games that I still haven't played yet. That we'll get to eventually. It's just gotta have time to do those things. Anyways, guys, what did you guys think of the video? Or, not the video. Well, I mean, you can let me know what you guys thought of the video. Have you guys played Doom Eternal yet? What did you guys think of it? What would you guys give it out of 10? I'm curious to see what you guys think. What was your favorite part? I'm curious to see where they go in the future with this. Are they going to make another one? I mean, because they kind of left it open-ended, right? Like, that his fight is eternal, so, but, with Xbox now owning Bethesda, who knows if that might come to PlayStation? I don't know. But anyways, guys, thank you for tuning into my review of Doom Eternal. If you liked the video, drop a like on it, and consider becoming a subscriber. Thanks for taking the time out of my day to watch this video. Whether you guys are a subscriber or not, you guys are freaking awesome, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.